Um, so yeah, we made a movie. The movie's called I Don't Want to Forget, But It's Killing Me to Remember. It's a short film, sort of surrealist, audio-visual art thing. There's an accompanying album. Yeah, you can go watch it. You should go watch it on YouTube right now, or I will fucking kill you. Yeah, the film really is a lot about mental health and about social media and about how, from a surrealist perspective, we talk about a surreality. Andre Breton talks a lot about this idea of dissolving the barrier between the surreal and the real, and then living in this surreality. And for me, the movie was very much about the idea that we live in a surreality now. The idea that our system of media has disconnected us from what is real, from what we can identify to be real, from each other, so much that it's doing tangible harm to us. And it's really scary. And, bringing that into these more personal topics, it's about, in a world where you're constantly inundated with propaganda, with media, with advertisement, with these things trying to grab your attention, trying to commodify it and maintain it, how do you find who you are? And can you even do that? And how scary it is to try to build a life and build a personality and define yourself against this really polluted landscape of media. Especially, for me as an artist, trying to make something new, make something different, the pressure to do something completely groundbreaking, and what can you even truly do about that? It feels a lot of the time like the only thing that really does change is context. It's really about a lot of different things, but mostly about, this feeling of being sort of in between two major stages in my life and coming out of this thing that completely destroyed me, trying to find out who I was again, and dealing with a lot of anger and a lot of grief and a lot of guilt and a lot of sadness. And just to not mince words, I was pretty suicidal for a long time in my life, and it's about, I took a lot from the early surrealists, from like Georges Bataille, in the idea that the music that sort of was the skeleton of the project was written not as like a conscious effort to do anything or say anything, but just to express, in the words of Andre Breton, the violence of my emotions. It's these feelings are so strong, and it's so hard to express them, that art, music in particular, tends to be the only way I can really do that. And so I ended up writing a bunch of songs, I ended up making this album, and I've always been a visual person when it comes to audio art. I don't really write songs without a strong visual style or idea to go with them. And so making this short film as sort of a music video for the entire album seemed to be the only logical idea to me. It was the only way I could do it, and it would feel complete. And so I have a few people, to thank. Most of the people that have helped me through this already know and have been thanked, but I just wanted to extend a lot of gratitude to the band, to Lane, Jess, Hayden, Sid, Victoria, Trevor, These people that sort of initially cultivated my desire to make music despite how hesitant I was, and then from there, this project, and not just, the one album, but my making music at all, this sort of idea that I could make music, that I could take on a persona and release things, and that people would enjoy them, was sort of cultivated by these people close to me, as well as them, helping me rewrite the songs, workshop them, perform them live, shoot the film. Almost all of them were starred in it, were in it physically. The most important person that I'd like to think is my partner, Sid, who shot the whole film almost in its entirety, outside of, holding the camera for most of it, going out to the forest at like 3 a.m. to try to get certain shots. They were also completely and totally like a part of the process of making it. Sid is the person that I bounce most of my ideas off of, that I'm constantly speaking to about these ideas, or about, this shot, I'm thinking this, I'm feeling this. When I hear these songs, they were the person that I'm sending the demos to, that I'm constantly listening to them and workshopping and saying, what I'm seeing in my head for the film, helping me create lists and things that would help me, that really did help me to structure filming. And we presented the film for my graduate school on the 24th of April, and we finished shooting and editing on the 23rd of April, or the 24th of April at 5 a.m. Like, these were, it was really stressful, but it was something that like just kept bringing me back. It didn't feel finished, or there was something that I needed to do, or there was something that would make it better, and we just and Sid, they just stuck with me through the whole thing, and so I'm really grateful. I don't know, I've never been one to maintain long form projects, and sitting here finally putting the movie up months after we did the showing, months after it was finished, I was so anxious about trying to make the thing perfect, trying to fix all the problems I saw with it. And now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, who gives a shit, mainly? But also I'm thinking, why not just let this be this? Why not move forward? Why not think about what to do next instead of trying to perfect the things I've already done? And more importantly, why not just be happy with something? Like, I tried really hard to make this film say something and mean something for me, and the album to, make it get something out that I couldn't get out any other way. And for me, it did that, For me, I had this release of anger, of anxiety, of pressure, and from some of the people that I've shown the film to, some of the people that have seen it, some of the people that have listened to the music, it means a lot to hear that it also means something to other people. The question does become, moving forward, what's next? As you can probably see, there's lots of boxes and bullshit and suitcases behind me because I am moving. I've been accepted to an MFA program out of state. I'll be moving pretty much to the other side of the country, and that's really scary for me. And I've been accepted to pursue painting, and while I do intend to pursue that with my entire heart, I don't really know where that leaves my music. I don't know if I want to try to do a project as all-encompassing and as time and labor intensive as the movie was, that incorporates, all of these different skills in the same way. And more importantly, I don't know if I can do that without the network of support and people helping me that I have here. It's kind of become this idea of, really focusing on painting as an educational pursuit, and seeing where music goes for me when I remove the need for input, the need for critique, the need for it to be done for some deadline, and will that make my music evolve into something else, and hopefully it'll make it evolve into something that's more true to what I want, because you're never 100% happy with the things that you make, and there are some songs and some things, some elements of the album that I'm not happy with, even though I love the project, and I'm really proud of a lot of it. It does make me hopeful that in the future I might be able to bring that vision closer and closer and closer to my version of perfection with these repeated tries. Anyways, yeah, go watch the movie, go listen to the album, come to the house show if you can. If you're watching this, that's really cool, and I really appreciate that, and I love you. Goodbye.